Is this working? HG, sorry, I just got back from the bridge. I saw your message, so I figured I'd send you one back before I changed. I'm so sorry to hear about Argon. I wish I was there with you or with him. I reached out to your family. I hope that's okay. I think I'm going to be on shore leave during the funeral, so if it ends up that I can make it, I think I'll go. I don't know what to say, man. I can't even imagine. And I just wish that I could be there with you right now. I know I didn't get to know him all that well, but Argon was a great guy. I mean, you certainly told me a lot of stories about him. And we did get to spend some time together when he came and visited. You know, actually, I don't know if you know this story. So, I think it was the first, maybe it was our second or third year. It was the first time that Argon had come to visit and stay with us in our dorm. It was when we lived in that ridiculous high rise. You remember that? It was a piece of crap. Oh boy, I hated that building. Anyway, so Argon was staying with us. We'd stolen some shitty mattress from the basement, I think, and pulled it up to our room. And you were in a lab that day. Were you in a lab? Oh no, you know what you were doing? That was when you were the TA for Hutch. So you were stuck grading and, bowing to his whim. So I was just kind of put in charge of Argon for the day, since he wasn't supposed to really be staying with us or wandering around the academy. So we were just kind of sitting around the room for a while. I had some things to do, but when it was clear that you weren't gonna be home, I was like, shit, I need to entertain this guy. So, oh man. I know you won't be, well, maybe you will be mad. I don't know about. We didn't get caught, so it's fine. So, yeah, we went on a little joyride. And by little, I mean it was quite long. Actually, we did like the full loop. We did, well, not past Pluto, but we definitely did the ring jump, went out to Titan. This was right after they had just gotten those new little kind of buoy ships. I mean, they're small, they're not really useful for anything, but boy, do they go fast. So Yeah, we took one of those out. A couple hours. It was fun. It was a good time. I'm sure I don't know. I don't know what to provide, man, but I'm here for it. As much as I can be. And I'm glad to hear you like the discovery. I'd be real fucking mad if you didn't. I'm sure y'all are doing crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I mean, I know I've said it a lot, but it's pretty cool that you're on that ship. It's pretty cool. Maybe someday we'll make port same place and you can give me a tour. Life on the Dispatch is okay? Well, I mean, that sounds incredibly, I don't know, fussy to say that it's just okay. I mean, it's a luxury yacht, best in the fleet. So it's pretty nice, actually. And, I mean, I work on the bridge with a lot of other people, but, you know, the corporation values their pilots a lot, so I have a pretty insane suite just off the bridge. That's pretty cool. It's big though. It's almost well, I know you said your quarters aren't that nice, so it feels kind of bad to say that it's too big, but it is a little too big. Feels a little lonely. You know. I mean, it's a cool ship, though. They got so much stuff. It's wild. The ship is cool. I mean, and it flies like a dream. It's insane. They have top of the line everything. And the crazy thing is, like, if anything goes wrong or like the company just fixes it, you know? I mean, even at the academy, you know, they build themselves as being like high end and top of the line, but there was still a lot of stuff we had to finagle. You know that. We had to pull shit together and make do with what we had, but I mean, on this thing, there's like a dent in a chair and it's replaced with a brand new one. It's insane. But it's weird to be around rich people again. I feel like I'm just hanging out with my parents all the time. Which is, you know, not my favorite thing to do. And the bad thing about a ship this nice is that, I mean, it pretty much flies itself. It's not that much that I have to do, but I have to be there in case an emergency happens, you know? We've already done our current, you know, back and forth a few times. So I already feel a little bored by that, but I think I've figured out a way to get there faster. I just have to get a navigator on my side. I'm working on that. There's no one no one can replace you. So once I do, though, I think then it'll be a little interesting. I'm sure I'll be able to fudge the logs a little bit and make it seem like we went the right way, but there's some stuff I'd really like to see. Other than that, though, I mean, the crew's nice for the most part. You know, luckily, because people are paying such a premium to be on here. We really don't have to interact with the customers at all, hardly. I mean, they don't want to see us. Sometimes I have to, sometimes the captain makes me go to like a dinner on the first night, which I think they did on the first cruise, just to be nice because I was a new officer. And I mean, I did my best, but yeah, I haven't really been asked back to those very frequently unless everybody else is sick. It's hard to make conversation with people that pay this much to be on a boat. It's crazy. It's fun though. I mean, in a way, it's kind of nice to not have any work to do. I can kind of do whatever I want, you know? I'm trying to learn some navigation. I feel like that's something I should at least have more basic knowledge of than I do. And, well, I've been talking to the mechanics, but, oh boy, that shit's boring. The engineers, you know, they're a little stuck up, so, I mean, I can fly anything you put me behind, but shit, if this thing gets a ruptured hull, I'm not going to be able to do anything about it, which doesn't matter for this company, but, you know, maybe someday I'll be on something like the Discovery, and I'll need to have a little bit more well-rounded skills. At least I hope so. But I wish you were here, man. There's some cool people. There's some really cool people on this boat. I wish you could meet them. Maybe someday you'll get to. I hope someday you'll get to. I'm sure at some point I'll get some compensational cruise, and you know, you'll be the first one I give it to. So if that happens, I'll sneak you into our quarters. I feel bad being happy when such bullshit is happening in your life. But I don't know, man. It's a great place to be. I just, I kind of like not having to do that much work. Having all the resources I need to work on my own projects and stuff. Having the privacy and space. I mean, hell, it feels like those 5 years at the academy, we hardly had, 2 square feet to ourselves. Now I have a whole empty room, which is helpful sometimes, but I'm not really supposed to. Well, like I said, we're not supposed to interact with customers at all, and mixing work with other things isn't a great idea. A lot of room for times to be upset, but I don't know, man, it's great shit. It's a great gig. I think I'm finally feeling excited to be here. You know, I was I was upset about my assignment, and I still am a little bit. I don't think I'll ever get over it fully, but man, it's nice. There are a lot of perks to this. A lot of perks to this job, and I mean, hell, I wear this uniform out when we go into port. I can get top shelf whatever I want. It's wild. Especially because, I mean, you and I know that the pilots for the corporation aren't really the best. But, I mean, I guess money gets you status, so I get a lot of compliments. I'm sure most of them just press the autopilot. I mean, if you work here for 5 or 6 years, you probably don't have to fly ship at all. So I don't really want that to happen, but I mean, we get enough shore leave that I can go play around with stuff. I mean, and with this fucking salary, like, I'll be able to buy something nice soon. Not that I have anywhere to put it or anyone to be in it with me, but I can find those too. We had a lot of dreams of buying ships, fixing them up, you know, that kind of thing. I think maybe I'll do it. I don't know. Maybe it's nice to not be so fully into work. I can kind of work on being a person. Or maybe I'm just telling myself that. I don't know. Hard to say. Oh, and I have seen those birds. Aren't they insane? Oh my God. The first time I saw one, you're lucky you weren't so close. The first time I saw one, well, we were doing a hike. It was on, I think, even my first or second shore leave. Gosh, people take so many breaks here. It's insane. But it was on the first or second one, and I was with some of the crew. I didn't really know them all that well, and we were going on a hike, and, well, I needed to step off the trail to do some business, and I mean, on Earth, you know the rule. It's 100 feet off the trail. That's how far you're supposed to go, so you're not in anyone's way and destroying the ecosystem. Apparently, it's not the rule on this planet, but nobody told me that until I was too far, and I had nearly stepped in a nest of them. Oh my gosh. I mean, luckily, I didn't pee my pants. I already kind of prepared for that, so. But boy, they're pretty. They're real pretty. I feel like I don't have anything. Well, you're the explorer, so you're going to have to be the one giving me updates on cool things that you see. There's not really so much between here and all the luxury ports to the other side of the galaxy. Well, there is, but it's all the same. It's all tourist stuff. It all looks the same. You know, the flight into the nebula. Which is, it's pretty cool the first time you do it. I mean, I imagine it's less cool if you're not flying the ship, but that might just be me. But yeah, the other stuff is just kind of, I don't know, it's just fancy shit on different planets. They all look kind of the same because they've all been terraformed so that nobody has to buy different clothes or learn how to eat or breathe different. So it's pretty much all the same in that regard. But meeting the crew is some different people, so that's cool. And occasionally there's some passengers, some customers that are interesting. I'm hoping there'll be more. One of my buddies said there's usually a lot of celebrities that ride in spring, so I'm excited about that. Maybe I'll actually go to the pilot dinners that time. It's weird I'm just talking to myself and thinking about you. Kind of bizarre. It's weird. We spent so much time together now. I'm glad we have this. Glad technology's this advanced, and also, glad those censorship bans got revoked a few months ago, but it's still weird to not be able to talk every day. Sometimes I go back to my quarters after the flight and I expect to see you there, but I guess I'll just have to record stuff like this instead. I suppose I'll see you virtually maybe for the funeral. And I expect a message back, of course. So I'll see you that way too. But I should probably change. I've been on the bridge for like 24 hours, so I really fucking stink. But I'll talk to you soon, man. And I'm sorry again about your brother. All right. Bye.